Assalamu alaikum. So, what's the best business model? What's the best business to start in 2024 and going into 2025, inshallah? Well, let's just jump right in. I'm going to be telling you what it is and why you should be doing it from an Islamic perspective, but also from the tips that I got from Alex Hormozy when I spoke to him. Number one, Akhi, you have to understand that tijara itself, which is tijara, the word used in the Quran, Allah said in Surah Al-Baqarah, وَحَلَّ اللَّهُ التِّجَارَةَ. But Allah has permitted trading and forbidden interest, right? Haram al-riba. So this is in Surah Al-Baqarah. So it's very important to understand the key word being trading. He made trading halal. Now, what does trading mean? The Sahaba had businesses and they traded their goods in exchange for wealth. You don't have to go and buy sheep, right? Tend to them and then get the wool off, shear it off, and then go and sell the wool. Instead, understand the principle that the Sahaba knew, right? In having a good business and having a halal business and combining, like I said, with what Alex Hormozy has told me, what he keeps telling people to do, especially beginners, is this: start a service-based business. But before we understand what business to start in the first place, I need you to understand why this is so important, why a service-based business itself. Well, the way I need to look at it is trading itself can be trading of many different things. It could be trading time for money. It could be trading your skills for money. It could be trading your goods for money. However, all of these things have to technically be from you, not just in a sense of you being able to make the most money from them. And like I said, we'll speak which best business and kind of service-based business to do and stuff like that. But it's very important to understand that it has to come from you. And in my opinion, I'm not saying other business models such as trading or dropshipping or e-commerce are haram. I'm not saying any of that. But what I'm telling you now is that there'll be so much more barakah in you continuously working hard, improving yourself and your skills, and in exchange of those skills being paid, or in exchange of the goods that you are creating being paid, than if you just marketed a product and made money off of that. That's my perspective. I'm not a sheikh, but I've done a lot of research on this, and this is what I'm telling you now. So for you to understand that the Sahaba made their money, a lot of them from the land that they had, from the produce that they made in that land, and then obviously from the goods that they sold, it was all about selling. Of course, that's how you make money. So the skill itself that you guys should keep at the back of your mind is selling, learning how to sell. But let's jump in. Which one would you start? Like, which service business would you start? Before asking yourself that, look at it this way. You don't matter. Your customers do. And that's a very important principle, because when we jump over to this side, in business, you'll be solving people's problems. So look at who you want to solve the problem for, because the solution you're going to bring is going to be dependent on the person and their problems. You can't just come in and be like, well, Fedi, I'm actually really good at this and I want to do this business model and I want to do this and I want to do that. Echi, stop. 1 second. Understand this, right? Like this business principle, which is business itself is you solving problem for somebody. And the problem that they're facing has a really good solution. And there's loads of different creative ways to come up with a solution. But you are not going to be able to make money unless you understand that your business will do well depending on exactly what the market wants. And the market wants what? It's problem solved. So don't go into niche, don't go into a business thinking, yeah, this is the exact service I'm going to give. This is the exact thing I'm going to do. Look at it this way. First of all, you have to consider the niche. It's important to look at who you want to solve the problem for. So then you can ask yourself, how can I solve their problems based on my skills and interests? Most entrepreneurs just follow whatever anyone says blindly. Lead generation in itself is a pretty good solution to the problem that they have, which is they don't have enough leads. But within that, there are loads of micro problems that you're supposed to be solving. And sometimes they don't actually need lead gen. They might need a way to convert the leads more. They might need more qualified leads rather than just general leads. So the way that you solve the problem is incredibly important as well, which we'll be looking at, inshallah. So focus on your niche, solve their problems, and you will make a lot of money. And I know you might be thinking, well, Fedi, how do I understand how to do this, right? Like, what service do I pick? Well, Echi, what I would say to you is look at your skills/interests, like I said. Look at your niche's problems, and then you can decide what your service is. But it's incredibly important to understand what your niche's problems are. Go into the business thinking, what niche do I want to work in, not what service do I want to give. Always go into it with that perspective, because these two come first, your skills and the niche's problems. So whatever skills you've developed, Allahu Alam, throughout the life that you've had, right? That's one thing, you're always going to have that. Now look at the niche's problems that that they're dealing with. Because if you completely ignore your niche and just go in and wanting a service, you're going to find this really frustrating dilemma where your niche doesn't even want your service. You'll be doing outreach for nothing. And I don't want you to face that. I don't want you to deal with that. So I'm telling you now, Akhi, start focusing on the niche itself. Look at what niche do I want to work in. I'm telling you right now, the best way to start halal business is for you to pick a niche and then to look at that niche's problems and then to solve their problems and give them a service instead, right? Give them a service to fix that problem. It's completely done for you. You have to do it for them, right? Because there's going to be so much more barakah in you putting in the effort, in you helping someone out and solving their problems as much as you can. Remember, what they did, the Sahaba, in their tijara, in their kind of trading, in their business, in their commerce, if you will, is they would go and solve people's problems by giving them goods that they needed or wanted. Very, very simple. Nobody's going to buy, for example, a vase if they don't have a flower to put it in. They have the problem, which is I have a flower but nothing to put it in. So that problem gets solved in that way. That's the way you want to look at it, Akhi. So what if I have no skills? I got this question a lot. I did a coaching call earlier today and I got this question. What if I have no skills? Well, that's actually, in my opinion, the perfect scenario you could be in. I know it sounds a bit counterintuitive, but now you get to look at your niche's problems and really decide exactly what skills are needed to solve those problems the best way possible. Because some people might go in with a bias. Oh, Fedi, I'm really skilled at, let's say, I'm really skilled at Facebook ads. They might go in with the bias of making Facebook ads, but maybe the niche's problems, maybe the best solution isn't Facebook ads. And therefore that skill has become redundant, it's become useless. Whereas if you go into your niche's problems and you really try and think of it objectively, what skill can I develop that will best solve this problem? Sales most of the time. Then you will actually be able to help them a lot better than the person who already developed skills. So your service is going to be based on your skills, which makes that even more powerful. And what if I don't know what niche to pick? Which is a very, very good question. I'm making this whole 10K per month in 90 days video, inshallah, very, very soon. It's taking me ages, as you can imagine, because it's going to be a very long video. But what if you don't know what niche to pick? Well, to be honest with you, Habibi, the most important thing you have to understand when it comes to your niche is niches are in three things. They're in health, finances, relationships. Health, finances, relationships. That is the only three niches that exist. So understand what sort of niche do I want to be in. Do I want to be in a health niche? Do I want to be in a wealth niche? Or do I want to be in a relationship niche? Right? As a Muslim, I don't recommend you go down the relationship niche unless you're working with marriage counselors and things that are halal in that way. Right? But this is the thing that I want you to focus on. The niche that you pick has to be one of these three things. Actually, it doesn't have to be one of these three things. It should probably be all three of these things. Rich, that means they have money to spend on your solution. They're in pain in the first place because if they don't have problems, then you have nothing to sell. And three, they're easy for you to outreach to. They're easy. Where are the balloons coming from? What the heck? They're easy for you to outreach to, because when they're easy for you to outreach to, it's easier for you to get data. It's easier for you to book sales calls. It's easier for you to get into the process and build the momentum in the business itself. So you can spend more time selling, less time prospecting. That's the most important thing you need to understand. And the reason I'm telling you this, and I'm not like, oh, do my business model, oh, do this business model, it's because I'm not here to give you my business model to do. I don't care what business model you do exactly, but I want you to understand this principle right here, which is the service that you're going to deliver, whether it be copywriting, whether it be IMA, whether it be a halal agency, it could be Facebook ads, it could be lead gen, it could be AI automation, whatever it is, akhi. Don't look at the service first. That comes secondary to your niche's problems and the skills that you already have. Then you can start developing. Then you can start building a service. Otherwise, you will not, and I guarantee you this, you will not find it easy to do the three most important things in business. Create an offer, sell that offer, deliver on that offer. Because you don't know what you're doing specifically. I kid you not. If you're not thinking about your niche first, rather than yourself and a YouTube video you watched, right? Oh, Iman Gaji said this. Oh, this guy said to do IMA. Oh, this guy said to do recruiting agency. Oh, this guy said to do this sales thing. I'm telling you now, that's not how business works. That is literally not how business works. Business works when you solve people's problems. So focus on the people. That's the key aspect. You're solving people's problems. You only come into the equation by solving people's problems. So have this in your head, akhi. I'm not here to give you some random knowledge you don't need and you can't use. Right? I'm telling you how to action it today. Start looking into what niche you want to serve. Don't think of what service you want to give them. Look at what problems they are dealing with. Look at what problems they are dealing with. And inshallah, the only next step for you to do, by the way, is market research. How do you do market research? Well, you can do it online by literally looking up your niche's problems, like asking ChatGPT, what niche to, like, let's say dental, like what issues do dentists, actually let's do, not dentists specifically, dental practices, that's it. Dental practices face when it comes to starting and growing their business. Let's see. Financial constraints, high startup costs, cash flow management, loan repayment. Okay. Market saturation, competing with corporates. Competing with corporates. Okay. Patient acquisition, retention, building a patient base, maintaining loyalty. Okay. Regulatory and legal challenge. You see, like, if you told me, Fedi, my skills, I want to be a lawyer, my skills would be with, let's say, the legal side of things, then I would be like, dude, go and do a bit more research on this. Speak to some dentists. Literally go to your local dentist. Ask them if you could ask them 2 questions. Ask them those 2 questions, which is, what's the biggest problem you faced with starting the business? How have you tried to solve that problem? And bam, they're going to literally give you the solution to you. They're literally going to give you what business to start. Like lack of expertise in marketing, online presence and negative reviews, hiring and retaining staff, operational inefficiencies, technology and innovation, patient expectations, work-life balance. Look at that. You see, this is what you should be thinking. You shouldn't be thinking, what do they need in terms of marketing? No. Look at what problems they're dealing with. Look at which one you are best suited to solve. Then you literally either go cold call your niche and asking them, literally ask them, what problems do you face and how are you trying to solve them? Or you start looking at your skills, start looking more deeper into their problems. You can ask ChatGPT, like I said, but I would hugely recommend you cold call them. And that's it. That's how you build like $1 million business. Not based on what I'm saying. I don't have $1 million business. Just being transparent with you. I don't have $1 million business. But based on what, mashallah Ali, Alex Hormozi, right? Allahumma barak, Alex. Hope you're doing amazing. Obviously, you're not watching this video, but I hope you're doing well either way. That's what he said. And based on the principle that I'm learning like from the Sahaba, which is, it's about tijara, it's about trading. It's about having an exchange of goods, an exchange of time, an exchange of services, an exchange of like the goods themselves. That's the way I look at it. And that's the way I think you should look at it. Because you're going to have so much more barakah in the hard work that you put into the business and the hard work that you put into the service and the skills and the you, the person that comes out of it at the end of the day. So, Jazakallah khair for watching, Habibi. I do like help you start a business if you want. You can join the free group. It's about a halal agency. Like that's what I've done. That's what me and my business partner Mohammed have got to 30k per month with. So that's what we'll show you how to do because that's just what we know. But in the meantime, Akhi, just don't forget to subscribe. You can leave a like, leave a comment. My name is Fedi Lecamus if you don't know who I am. And I'm working to try and make the Ummah great again. So if you want to join me in that journey, more than happy to have you, Akhi. Assalamu alaikum.